Mr. Beast, bro, emailed me.
So
why are you laughing?
I laugh because we read the email, and I feel like we've come to the conclusion that Mr. Beast did not email you.
It's Jason Banks and Damon Darling, the E-Celebrities podcast.
Oh, I don't think Mr. Beast emails anybody. Let's clear that up.
Right, but I don't think
he has an emailer.
I don't think anybody emailed. So here's the problem. Damon received an email today or yesterday, or maybe a couple of days ago.
No, it was like 4 or 5 days ago, actually.
I'm just finding out about the email. I'm last to know. And he received an email from
Mystical Beast Games.
Mystical Beast Games at gmail.com. I would have felt better if it was from Greg at mysticalbeastgames.com.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was from Mystical Beast Games at gmail.com made me feel bad. And then when we Googled it and we saw everybody on Reddit saying, well, I got Beast Diligence at Gmail and I got this, we started to feel not so good about it.
Yeah. The reason I kind of I never buy into this stuff, right? I'm not no idiot. You know what I'm saying? There was no links to click. They weren't asking for anything that wasn't public information, you know?
Yeah.
The thing that threw me off was there was no address or anything at the bottom. You know, usually when it's an official email, at the bottom, it'll give you a location where the company's at. It has like a website. Am I alone on this? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and there was none of that. It looked like somebody had just typed it up in Apple Notes. Like on the phone.
In 8th period.
Yeah,
typing
and just
class.
shared the note with me.
Right. It wasn't even, it had some
grammatical errors.
Yeah, some grammar errors. Yeah, for sure. Grammatical.
Like a random we was capitalized.
Yeah, and then the word your was in there twice in a row, just your profile.
And it was you are your. They spelled it you are.
But that sound legit. That make it sound like it's a young person who wrote the email. I don't feel bad about that. I kind of feel bad about that. Now, you know what hurts me though? You just said I'm not an idiot. Let me tell you, I did this before. Like, one day
I was gonna call you out, but I was like,
it's okay. And listen, they tried to get me recently.
I was leaving it up to you.
They tried to get me recently on another one, but I got an email one time, and I should have been smarter. The email said it was for a podcast interview, and they were going to pay me $3,000 for the interview. But instead of saying we'll pay you $3,000, they said there'll be a $3,000 fee for the interview. As if I had to, like, a fee, like I was paying it. But I would thought to myself, maybe it's just backwards. Maybe they're saying the fee is coming from you. You're charging us a fee. I don't know. So, but
I would have never thought that. Like, that would have ended it for me.
See, yeah. And listen, there's a lot of places in the story where it ended for you. I look up the place. I look up the thing, and it's legit. It's like, this is a real podcast. The person I looked up that they're talking about. And then as I'm about to say, I get another email that's like, they want to interview me for a podcast, but it's a different podcast name. And I'm like, hey, I got an email saying that they want to email me for a different podcast as well. He's like, oh yeah, that's probably something else that we're doing. So you'll probably just do 2 podcasts.
Yeah, that's the department that I'm in.
Yep. And I'm still not smart enough to be like, yeah, right. I'm like, oh snap, 2 interviews?
Yeah. Were you sober?
Things are looking good. I think,
were you high?
I don't get high.
Oh, you don't get high. Okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, maybe things are good. And then they go, do you want to have a Zoom call to get ready for the interview? Now I feel really good. I'm about to Zoom with these people. This is great.
Yeah.
Here's where any child would slap me in the face for this. I get on the Zoom call and the guy is sitting on the floor in front of like a red blanket that's just hanging behind him with a computer. And I let this guy tells me that like
how did you feel in that moment when you saw that?
In that moment,
what really went through your head?
I can't tell you what through my head, but I can tell you later.
Yeah, you can.
I can tell you later. My wife says to me, I almost yelled downstairs and was like, "Are you sure that's legit?" Because she could hear what was going on. She can't even see it. She can hear it, and she knows it's not good.
That don't make sense.
Not me, man. My wheels are turning, man. I sat there and let this guy convince me to give him access to my screen so he can be in my Facebook because he's fixing something. So
what?
Because it's a Facebook Live interview, by the way. I'm sorry. So the podcast is a Facebook Live type of interview thing. So I'll be live. So the thing is this, it's like if
you hearing this?
Bro, and I honestly let him, and he was in it. And here's what's crazy. He was in it. He did his thing. All right, you're all set up for the podcast. I'm like, cool. I log out. Everything's good. I'm living my life, bro. I go out and I come home later and I'm like, I gotta log on Facebook. I made a video, so I post on Instagram. I post on TikTok. I go to log on Facebook and my password's incorrect. Bruh, and it was just...
They were probably thinking, damn, we could have just sent him a link.
Cool.
We didn't even need to do all that.
We could have just sent him a link to say, hey, this is a scam. Please press
here. We could have just asked him for the money.
Yeah.
You would have did the Western, the Western Union one. That trick.
Yeah.
Where the people will literally go to the store and send the money through Western Union.
They could have got it. They got me on that one.
That's wild.
It was the worst scam.
It was a great scam.
They weren't even good at it. Like, here's the thing. I could hear people talking in the background as he was setting up his blanket. Like, they was in another room getting ready for their scams. And I was just like...
Getting ready for their scams.
And I was just in...
It was scam headquarters, bruh.
Bruh.
A building of scams.
I still can't believe.
You should have asked them if they was hiring.
They got me.
Like, look, I know you guys got me, but now I need money. Can I come do some scams? At least until I get right?
You know what's crazy is, like, that is a great question. How do people
get in with the scammers?
Yeah. Like, is there like an ad out?
Yeah.
Or do they just go find people where they're like, hey, man.
I wonder if everyone working there have been scammed before.
Yeah. And they're just like.
Because you can't hire. Well, yeah, you can hire regular people. There's regular bad people.
Yeah, but it's like crazy. Like, how there's so many that there has to be some website to sign up.
I'm dealing with a bunch of scammers too mainly on my TikTok.
Oh man,
bro,
that's crazy.
Every time I post now, there's 100 accounts that go to my comments and try to scam my followers.
You know what? I was going to actually bring that up. I'm glad you said that.
On this app called Telegram, which I believe is like a Russian app.
Okay, so let me say this. I just had to write down this idea. That's so funny, man. But you have a guy on, and I have this too, but I block them. But you have a guy on yours that will come on and be like, hey, thank you so much for liking my videos.
It ain't one guy. It's a bunch.
Okay. Yeah. So if you went into my block profile, you'll see a lot of Jason Banks comedies I have blocked.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you won't have to sit there and do all of those at once if you do them every time you see them.
I try to do them every time I see them.
Okay, so you are blocking these guys.
Yeah, and there's probably hundreds.
Okay,
because
the other day I saw one where there's a comment from the guy, and then you just replied and you was like, guys, don't respond to scammers. I'm like, why didn't you block this guy?
I did block him.
But if you'd have blocked him, his comment should have went away.
I think I just left the comment first.
No, but once you block him, the comment will leave.
Yeah, but I think I commented first and then I blocked him. Is what I'm saying.
I know, but
the comment should be gone.
Yeah, the comment should be gone, but it was still there. Unless
I
saw it after you commented and before you blocked. Unless it was like the same time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You saw both comments.
Yeah, I saw both.
I got you.
But either way, though, as long as you're blocking
maybe I didn't. I might have been tired because I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'll block so many at once. It'll be like 10 in a row, and I'm like, I'm done for now. But I try to leave a comment on every post now. Like, I try to be the first comment. I'm not on Telegram. I will not message you unless you're a meemaw with blonde hair.
You only want a blonde hair meemaw? You can't take any meemaw.
But I'm like, yo, I will never ask you for any money, any personal information. If you respond to someone like that and give them something, it's a scam. I'm telling you now.
It's so crazy. And they say weird stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind if my scammer came on and was like, cool. Like, hey, man, appreciate you liking my videos. Appreciate your support. But instead, my scammer would be like, darling, which video did you like the best?
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there like, there's no way these people really believe this is me. And then I'll see somebody comment back, oh, thank you so much. I liked it when you said this in the video. I'm like, no, they believe it's me. They think that's me. Even though it's like Jason Banks comedy with 3 Ys.
Well, this is why this is what we don't really understand that we got to understand. You think they would click on it and go make sure, and they would see, 300 followers. The real username is not even mine. Like even the one it says Damon Darling TV LV31.
Yeah.
You know,
and Damon spelled with a 4.
There's no posts. You know, like they don't do that. They get so excited that they think it's you responding that they're just like, oh my gosh. And they go straight to the DM that they got and they start chatting.
Yeah.
Or they jump right on Telegram and find them like they told them to in the message. And it's like, send me $100 and I'll send you 5,000.
Hey, listen, I think my mom believes that the people in the profile picture is that person. No matter what the profile picture is, that's that person.
They don't understand that you can just put any pickup that you want.
Yeah. Like, so, So, like, somebody could comment. If somebody commented on my video and it was like, oh my gosh, you were funny till you said this. I just felt like that was across the line. My mom would just be like, okay, you're 3 years old.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even be watching this. Yeah. And I'm just like, that's somebody's baby, mom. It's like a 60-year-old woman probably. Like a grandma who's
6-year-old woman is wild. A woman that's
I said 60. I said 60.
Oh.
I said it's probably belongs like a 60-year-old woman who just has a grandbaby or something on there. You know what I mean? And here my mom is just like, who's this 3-year-old talking shit?
Horrible though about it, man, because they'll come at me after they get scammed. Then they respond to the real Damon.
Oh, what is it? Damon, I gave you $3,000 last month.
Or they'll like, I don't know. Somehow they'll end up on a real video that's mine that I posted on my page, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're not a good person like I thought. You're a scammer.
Yeah.
How about you give me my money back? Or you got all that money from scamming people." And and I'm like, ma'am, you got scammed by a fake profile.
Oh, damn. They didn't give a lot of money to the person.
Yeah, I'm like, you got scammed by a fake profile. I would never ask you for money. If anyone ever does, it's not me. Don't do it.
I never had that. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, and they all respond. Well, that's because you don't do content where you give stuff out. That's why they abuse my videos, because I'm giving stuff out in my content. So my followers think, oh, he gives away stuff all the time. Oh, he's giving to his fans now. It works on my page because of what I do. You don't do that kind of shit. So it would be harder for them to believe that.
I did have a woman, though. She's on my page, and she was telling people. I had this whole argument with her that I walked up to her somewhere, and she said, "Are you Jason Banks?" And I looked her up and down and then just walked away. And I was like,
why'd you do that? Were you mad?
I said, that never happened. And she had this whole argument.
Oh, wait, what'd she say happened? I missed that part.
That I walked, like I was somewhere. She came up to me and said, "Are you Jason Banks?" And I just looked her up and down and then just walked away.
Oh, okay. She's saying you
never responded to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, so what either happened was I was somewhere and you said that, and I heard my name and I turned around to see if I saw somebody. People were looking at me, no one said anything, and then I walked away.
Yeah.
Or you asked somebody else if they were Jason Banks and they looked you up and down, which is probably what happened.
Yeah.
Looked you up and down, then walked away.
Yeah, it was not really Jason.
Yeah. So that's all. I don't know what to tell you. But
and it was probably a 10-year-old kid that was scared for their life.
And she swears up
like,
and down.
No, I'm not Jason.
I was just a jerk, bro.
That was a Derek joke.
That hurt.
No, yeah, man, that's crazy. They think, I don't know, man.
I can't believe she.
I almost don't want to give stuff away anymore. I don't want to because of so many people getting scammed. It makes me feel bad. It's like what? If I stop, then it'll at least slow down.
You know what? I mean, it's great what you do. Do you know who would make me mad is anyone just being one of your children and hearing you tell me, no, I can't have something. You know what I mean? Like if I'm sitting there going, "Dad, can I get this $20 toy?" And you're like, "Not today." I'm like, "Yeah, because you just bought that complete stranger $90 worth of groceries."
Yeah, I love that.
And it's like,
thank you for that.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great person.
I'm not. That's going in the set.
That's going in the set.
Yeah, that's going in the set. That's good.
Put it in the set. Hey, remember that. You heard it here first. I'm a ghostwriter.
Yeah, and if you hear it on the podcast, I'm sorry if you hear it on the stage too.
Hey, no, don't be sorry. Just realize I'm out here ghostwriting. I wrote some of Drake's rhymes too. I was not supposed to tell you, but now that things went, and now that he's suing everybody, I wrote 10 bands. Straight up. Second verse.
Quentin Miller wrote 10 bands.
Did he?
Yeah.
Who's Quentin Miller, bro?
He was the ghostwriter.
Oh, is he?
He was the guy who wrote that
came out?
What was that album that you're talking about? 10 band, 20 band, 100 grand, okay, man.
I don't know what album that is. I don't even know. I couldn't even name any Drake albums.
You don't remember the whole thing where Drake had a ghostwriter? You don't remember that?
No, I do know.
Oh, okay.
It's just that one album. I thought it was.
I think it was probably more albums. I don't know. I don't have proof of that, but we did have proof of that album that you were talking about. What was that album?
What's the one? If you're reading this, it's too late.
Sorry for no.
If you're reading this, it's too late.
If you're reading this, it's too late. That's it.
I don't know.
I think that is. That album was fire though. It was fire.
You're a huge Kendrick fan. I mean, you're a huge Drake fan. I love it.
I like Drake.
I know, but
you're a huge Kendrick fan.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
You just made that up.
I don't even know why I said you're a huge Kendrick fan.
Yeah, I don't know either. If you want to know the truth,
Who are you?
Who's my celebrity crush?
Yeah. Who do you want to sleep with?
Okay. So we both get somebody. You got Drake. I would probably go with Halle Berry. I've always been a big
okay. So this is what I got to ask.
Halle Berry.
Why are you a huge fan of Halle Berry? For her talent, or you just want to cuddle with her?
I'd want to cuddle with her.
Oh, that's insulting. Don't you feel like?
No.
Yeah,
insulting. Why?
Because you're not acknowledging her. She's a talented actress too.
I didn't say she wasn't.
I'm just asking if you knew.
You just asked me why. Like this is like everybody has somebody that they might be like, that's my crush, and I just want to. And I didn't even say I want to do anything nasty. I just want to cuddle. I just want to cuddle and be like, yeah.
I
just want to cuddle and be
like.
I
was just curious.
I just want to cuddle with her and tell her you could never.
Well, I like Drake for his talent.
You could never be my wife. That's what I would tell her as we cuddled. You could never be in her shoes.
Yeah, I like Drake for his talent.
Yeah, that's why you would cuddle with him. Just cuddle with him and be like, hey.
I want to cuddle with Drake because he's a great rapper.
He started rapping. You'd be like, boy, could you sing?
Not because of what he looks like.
You would have him rap. You wouldn't have him sing if you were cuddling with Drake.
First of all, okay, we're getting a little too carried away
my
with
favorite
the cuddling
singer, though,
with Drake. It was funny like the first 10 times we said it. I don't want to cuddle with Drake.
Lady Gaga.
I'd cuddle Lady.
No, I'm done with cuddling. Now I'm just like singing wise.
Talent. Oh, you like Lady Gaga for her talent.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I want to cuddle with her too, but straight up talent, bro.
Yeah.
I like, you know why I like Lady Gaga though? Because I think as an entertainer, you could be extremely talented and be a great entertainer, but if you're just different, bro, it's that much better.
She was extremely different. As soon as she burst on the scene, my pogo face. That was so different, bro.
But like everything they do, like, you know Sia?
Nah.
You know who Sia is?
Nah.
You know the song? No. You know the song Chandelier?
How's it go?
I can't sing.
You do this every time. Why can't you just tell me how a song goes? Are you shy to
want to fly?
Oh, through the chandelier.
Like this.
Through the chandelier.
The swing, I think.
And then in the video, she was actually like doing it, right? She was like swinging on something?
I don't know.
Wasn't that like a challenge on TikTok?
There was a dance. I don't think it was a challenge. I think it was a dance.
Yeah, people were swinging on chandeliers.
I don't know if that was a challenge. Don't go swinging on chandeliers. But the point being is,
why didn't you want to sing that for me?
But hold on.
Are you shy to sing in front of me?
I am. I can't sing.
Or is it the other guys?
I can't sing.
Oh.
I want to sing so bad.
I know.
Let's get into that.
I want to. That's my
goal.
Before we
get into that, let me just end with a Sia thing because we're talking about Sia. Is when I say be different, you know, Michael Jackson's different, Prince is different, Lady Gaga was different wearing meat dresses. Sia never showed her face for the longest time. Now you can find out what she looked like. And I could be wrong on this. Maybe I just make this up in my head. But I'm pretty sure for a while, you didn't know what Sia looked like. And like on her albums, it would just be her hair in front of her face. And it was like, that was just different enough for me to be like, I want to hear what she sounds. I want to hear more songs. She's different.
I missed the whole Sia movement.
You got to be different, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, here's no Sia. If I'm correct on this too, once again, I just make a lot of stuff up in my head and I run with it forever. But I'm pretty sure Sia is one of those songwriters like Neo, which is like you hear a song and you're like, oh, that sounds good, and somebody's like, oh, Sia wrote that. Like, this person sings it, but Sia wrote that.
Yeah, like you're such a great producer that you've created so many hits that people just don't even know that you're responsible for this or that.
By the way, I watched Piece by Piece, the Pharrell documentary Made in Legos, and let me tell you, I did not know that man was behind so many hits. So
you were telling me about that last night.
That was great.
I was blown away by that.
Yeah. And we're old too, so we fell asleep before the end of it. And my daughter was like, "You didn't even see when
we're not old."
My daughter goes, "You didn't even see when he did Happy." So then I had to go back last night and watch that part whenever he was. So I guess we're happy, bro. It's so weird because I guess the Legos wouldn't be in with Despicable Me, whoever makes that movie, but he's talking about that in his documentary. So they just have these little minions in the back, so you know what he's talking about, but he don't mention the movie.
Right.
And I guess he had to write like 4 or 5 different songs, and Happy was the last one. He kept hitting, throwing these songs at him. They're like, "Yeah, that's not the one. That's not the right one." And then he finally wrote Happy and hit him with it, and it's like, "Yeah, 'cause I'm happy."
I used to like the song, but the radio. This is back when I had a radio.
Oh, yeah, man.
This is why radio's bad. Radio is bad because you'll love a song and then the radio will make you hate it.
Yeah, I can name one off the top of my head right now, and it's PD Pablo's North Carolina.
No, I still love that.
See, I felt like it was overplayed so much.
Take your shirt off, twist it around your hand, spit it like a helicopter. No, he said some others.
No, it was all North Carolina.
Was it all North Carolina?
That was the remix.
On a remix.
Yeah, remix. He just be naming everybody. Houston, Texas,
Dayton and Yellow Springs.
Yeah. The remix.
Man, that song was dope. I was praying he'd come out with more that were just as good, and he just didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, there was. And that, you know what? That might have been. He might have been a. He
had that club bang. Well, Helicopter was a club banger.
I don't know if he was
I know what one you're talking about. He had one other hit.
Freak League.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Names, Shonda, Galanda, Aliyah.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Freak League. What about Goodies? My Goodies.
That was CR.
Goodies. But he was just featured on it though, right? Don't he? I think
he had like a three hit run.
Hey,
with help.
Hey, I wish I could sing, man. Matter of fact. Do you know Pete Davidson? I was watching an interview with Pete Davidson where he said that he was taking singing lessons randomly, he was doing this just so randomly he could be with his boys and just start singing his ass off, and everybody be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" I think that's so funny. I was like, I want to do that.
That is hilarious.
I want to take some singing lessons and just randomly shock you guys and just start belting out a tune, man.
That's probably the best thing you can do with your money is learn things, learn how to do things.
I wish I could sing. I wish I could sing so bad, man.
I think you should learn survival tactics if you have the money to do so.
I want to sing.
Just in case, say that if the economy crashes and everybody starts freaking targeting you for whatever you have, or you just have, say the electricity goes out, there's no more heat, there's no more air, there's no more refrigerators. That's the best investment you could probably invest in.
Singing lessons?
No, survival tactics.
I know, but singing lessons. Could you imagine if the refrigerator's out, everything's out, and we're just sitting there and you guys are like, "Man, this sucks, bro. I'm hungry," and all of a sudden I was just like,
"Well, it sucks. I'm bored, maybe."
Grace,
I like how singing would just make you not hungry anymore. Yeah, he's like, yeah,
you gotta make you
You're making me more hungry now. I'm starving now.
Shit, bro. But listen, so singing lessons still could be a survival. You remember Superbad? The movie Superbad? And they was gonna beat up old boy upstairs, and they was like, "Oh, you that dude? You the singing dude." And he had to sing. He had to sing his ass off.
Entertainment. I get where you're going. Entertainment could definitely, as you can see, get you places. Like you entertain somebody. If there's no more Netflix and YouTube, yeah, you probably get a meal if you could, kill a note or make somebody laugh. Like, you all right, man? Here's a cookie.
Hey, you remember the Time video, Michael Jackson, and before he breaks down, starts singing, everybody's trying to impress Eddie Murphy because he's the king. And if they weren't impressive, he would just kill him. And I just go, is that real? I mean, I feel like it's real.
What, in Coming to America?
No. Again, remember the Time video. So Michael Jackson, remember the time.
Okay.
In that video,
I'm like,
if you never watched the video, he's in the video. He's the king.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And before and Magic Johnson's sitting there as a security dude, right?
Yeah.
And before Mike goes up, somebody else up there like juggling. One dude's swallowing fire.
Yeah.
And he just be like off with the heads or throw them in with the lions, bro. And it's like, is that how kings did it back in the day? Like they just really brought entertainers in front of them and was like, here, entertain them, jesters or whatever. And they try to be funny. And if they don't like them, they just kill them.
Pretty sure we learned that. Yeah. In history class.
Who wants to be an entertainer? Who would be like, sign me up for that?
Well, not for a king.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know. Like, what's the real reward, even if you make it? What is making it as an entertainer back then? Staying alive?
Yeah, it's like Russian roulette. Like I don't.
My dream came true. I entertained and I'm alive.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Man, I loved that video. That was a good one. The one with Eddie Murphy and Michael Jackson.
You just confused it with Coming to America. I thought for sure you had no idea what I was talking about.
I didn't, but now I do. I love that video.
Yeah, man. Michael Jackson has some great videos.
They don't have music videos like that anymore. They don't have any entertainment like that anymore. Entertainment is just not the same as what it used to be. You know what the problem is? We get too much entertainment now. Back then, it was dished out in doses.
Hey.
We got a great form of entertainment, and we got a time period to enjoy it, to dive into it, to dissect it.
I didn't have BET growing up.
Not now. I didn't either. I didn't have cable.
You didn't have BET?
I didn't have cable.
Oh, you didn't have cable. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't have BET. I had cable. I just didn't have BET.
Yeah.
So like I didn't have all the cool songs that were coming in. I didn't know anything about them, bro. I just had it. Whatever Carson Daly told me about is what I knew about.
Yeah.
So when I went to school, my people was like, bro, did you hear the new Biggie? I'm like, not at all, but Christina Aguilera, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she just put out a hit, bro. It's about like a genie.
I didn't know no hood stuff. Yeah. I just if it was on the radio, I would hear it. So how do you feel about that though? Do you like what I said about the about how entertainment then versus now? Like how you don't feel like we got too much of it?
We're definitely too much entertainment.
There's too much.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off track. No,
yeah. You do that to me all the time.
I know, but you do it to me all the time too. I think we're
so is this revenge?
I think we're working on it. You know what I mean?
But there's no vengeance being seeked out.
Oh, I talk about it every night I cuddle up with Holly. I tell her
because it's not. I don't feel like you're doing it on purpose.
Oh no.
I definitely don't do it on purpose.
No. You've become this superstar that sometimes when I'm talking to you, you just continue to talk to other people. Like you just blow me off. You know what I mean? And that's crazy.
And then I come back and I'm like, you done yet?
I never even did that to you. I always treated you with the utmost respect. You know what I mean?
None of this is true.
All of this
is like a dream he had.
This
last
is crazy.
night
Where's the camera? Anyway, here's what I'm with you. It's crazy though because I was telling my boys like when I started getting followers, I was like, listen. Y'all better get your following up. There are people who are cashiers at Walmart that could care less about entertaining anybody live, but they have 300,000 followers and they do videos about being a cashier at Walmart. Yeah. Or there's another person that's just a dentist. They have no intention on ever doing anything with social media. They're a dentist, but they have 500,000 followers and people who follow him and know him. Hey, man, did you see Dentist Gary's video? He's so funny. Like, Dr. Gary's the best. But you guys have like 3,000 followers. You have got to figure out a way like these people. And I would even say this. You don't even have to do your own original material at first. You honestly can do the trends. You can go on there. If there's a dance everybody's doing to this new song, do the dance. They're going to take that sound. They're going to put it in front of everybody. And people are going to be like, oh, I love the fact he did this dance. They'll start following you. Then there'll be a sound out from a movie and everybody's doing this sound. So you do that sound. Grab that sound, do it. They'll put it in front of thousands of people and you'll gain following. And then after you get 300,000 followers like this Walmart cashier, then be original, show everybody what you do. And that's how you should do it.
Yeah, once you're on this Walmart cashier's level, then you will have a solid career in entertainment.
But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, you can sit there and grab these trends as anybody and get
But they don't want,
following.
You know why? They don't want to.
They don't want
because
to. They want to be original.
They feel like they're above it, first of all. They feel like they're above it. And that's what stops a lot of them because their pride. They can't sit their pride aside and just go get the damn followers. And it's 20 times easier for them.
Yeah.
Because they're freaking Daniel Craig.
And I admit, like, how I did it was just different. I did it during a pandemic. So I did it at a time people were coming online to just find something to do. So I was able to write my own skits, perform them, and have those views get out. But now, man, to be original and just put your own stuff out there, the algorithm doesn't care. They really, really want a trending sound. Or they'll take Damon Darling, right? I feel like the algorithm loves some Damon Darling.
I think
kindness.
they like originality. They like something
no,
new.
see, I'm disagreeing with that. They
It's
like
not true.
that. But they really like trends, bro. Like,
but originality is trend. Can be
okay.
be a trend.
I see. Yeah, so that worked for me as well when I was original, and I'm still original, but it doesn't work for me as well. But I'm saying if you go and you scroll through the pages, you are gonna see a lot of the same video, right? Yeah. You're not gonna go every page. You're not gonna be like, oh look, here's something original, and here's original, and here's original, and here's original.
Well, I think you answered your own question actually, bro, with the whole trend thing. Because you're right. It is. They do like trends, but if something's original, say you're original, it's great. Everybody loves it, and it's new. It has to be original to be new. It has to be new to be a trend. So, but the trend only lasts for so long. So you have to keep coming up with new original ideas that are good enough to become trendy. So, I mean, I went through it. Hold on, let me finish. I went through it.
I'm with you.
I went through it. You feel me, right? Because I went through it. When I first started, I must have had like 3 or 4 different transitions. You saw my journey. I switched it up like 3 different times. Like I hit on this, it stopped working. Then I switched to this, hit on that, it stopped working. Then I switched. Now I'm where I'm at now. And eventually, I mean, I hope it doesn't, but eventually, probably, they'll get a little bored of it. And I'm going to have to reignite and reinvent and come with something else. That's just how it is, because a trend only lasts so long. And the algorithm's like, thanks, that was great. We had a good run. What else you got?
But here's how I'm looking at trends. I'm looking at it more like, I see what you're saying. I'm looking at it more like, okay, so somebody creates a dance, right?
We're slaves. You become a slave, bro.
The dance is created. That trend lasts for the next 2-3 months. Everybody's doing that dance. Right now, I can picture there's an Ashley Banks, Will Smith dance out there to Anxiety by Doechii, right? So everybody's doing this trend. It will stop eventually, but what you'll see is 8 months from now, somebody else would be like, oh, I like this. We should do this. We should do that. And they'll do that trend. And when they do it, it'll still give them good views because it is a trending sound that's been a trending sound that's out there. And if you do something that's been out there, it'll do well. It's almost like sometimes with my videos, somebody can do one of my videos that's been done a lot and it'll still do well because that sound was a trending sound.
Yeah, not every time though.
But yeah. But you can create a new dance. And if somebody, I don't know who's creating the new dances. I don't know how that first dance gets popular, but after that gets popular and that sound goes crazy, it's in there.
The problem is
that's what I'm about to start doing dances. Because listen, here's the thing.
I don't never see dances, bro.
You say
your algorithm's completely different than mine.
Yeah,
I
but you know why though?
Were over.
Here's why my algorithm is different than yours is because I read, and you probably read this too, that to actually stay in the algorithm and to do good, you need to interact with these platforms. So you can't just be posting. As you know, we should post videos. We should be posting pictures. We should do anything we are able to do
that causes engagement.
If you're on Facebook, you should have posts and pictures and videos. Instagram, you should have pictures and videos. You should have stories. You should do this with everything.
It's a job, bro. You gotta slave for the algorithm. And the reason, I think one of the real reasons is there's so much competition. There's so many creators, bro. I mean, to get a real number on it, I would love to hear the number of creators there are in the world. Every time you go to post, think about how many people you're competing with.
Not even that.
To go viral.
Just how many people have the word content creator in their bio. Yeah, I can take away everybody that posts content and just take the people that have content creator in their bio, and that's still a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then you add all the other people that post content that don't have that, and it's just way too many people. But yeah, you're right. That's also the thing that sucks is like back in the day, man, even like now, well, I should say these TV shows now compete with everybody. But back in the day, like Fresh Prince, like when Fresh Prince would put out like a new episode, bro, they would probably be like, we're competing with Full House and name like
they're only competing with the network that they work for.
Yeah, like no, or not even that. They're they are competing with the network to have the best show on the network, but they're also competing with that time slot, right? So they're like, we're on at 7:00, so we got to compete with Jeopardy and Full House and this. That's their competition. When you post a video, bro, your competition is millions.
That's why it's so much more dope when we make it, bro, because it's like we had way more competition and we were still able to stand out, grab people's attention, and make them fall in love. These networks that were already put in front of everyone to succeed, whether the show was good or not, it's going to do at least decent because we only got so many options of what to watch. And then you're just competing with 10 other shows. 10.
I love this podcast should be called Optimism and Pest.
Yeah. Well, I'm coming for the people.
Optimist.
I'm coming for people that hate on social media and it makes it easier. It's just too easy. Anybody can be famous and da da da. Well, there's pros and cons. Yeah. Is it easy in the sense of, yeah, I can post something from my house that was accidentally funny and it go crazy viral, and I might get the opportunity to do a commercial for Mountain Dew. Yeah, in that sense, it is easy. But it's not easy in the sense of two actual comedians who are trying to be funny, trying to make people laugh, and compete with 10 million other comedians. Once I hit upload, and I came out on top as the viral one out of those 10 million comics.
Hey, yeah, listen, you know why? Because a lot of people like to post
Give me my flowers. Give me my flowers, guys.
But here's the problem, man. And I don't even know, but I'm going to disagree with one thing. But I'm agreeing, but I'm disagreeing in a way. So it is kind of easy for these people. But the only reason it's easy for some of these people is because the networks aren't going to take them. You know what I mean? So like, for instance, my Walmart cashier example, right? So if there's a person that's a content creator and what they do is they work at Walmart and they dance and they're called the Walmart dancer. Okay. And that's what their content is. And they get 500,000 followers. It's not because it's easy as online. The easy part is the access. They have easier access to gain fans because Netflix ain't going to pay this person to come on and perform for people that watch them dance. Netflix like, no, we want a TV show. But because there's internet, they can perform and gain fans. They gain fans just like the TV show Handmaid's Tale gains fans because people watched it and they were like, I like this, and they keep coming back to watch more. So it's not that it's easier. It's just like an easier access to individuals to get them to like you. Because I wouldn't have, if it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't have 9 million people that know who I am. I would have people in Columbus who's like, oh, that guy that works at Chase Bank is silly.
Yeah, but that's because that would only be because you didn't have the opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So internet is opportunity.
Yeah, and I think it's good in that sense because otherwise you just have these gatekeepers picking who they like or who they're cool with. And then there's so much more talent out there that's just being overlooked because, I didn't like that guy, or I felt like that guy might have been a threat to what I got going on. And you know what I mean? You got to deal with all that stuff. So I love the internet for that.
It's so crazy. And I like the internet for the fact, I like how we like telling people why we like the internet. I like the internet. But it is, we should be able to do whatever we want to do right now. Like I had a conversation with this guy. He's a cast member on SNL, man. And I don't like to drop names, but his name, no shit. And he's telling me, if I were you, I would be doing whatever I wanted to. I would be walking around LA just like, here's my following. I'm trying to get this meeting. And I would have meetings set up and I would sit down. And I'm sitting there like, for real? Like is this what I should be doing and not even realize what I'm doing? Because now, bro, I'm just like, give me an easy opportunity and I like it, bro. I'm a man of convenience. That's why I was just pitching a TV show with people that are going to make me change my ideas. Like, oh yeah, that's funny, but that's too much. And this, cause I had this great idea of doing this whole season about my character, and then it ends with introducing the blind Adam character. And then I just knew these people were going to be like, I don't know about bringing a blind guy in at the end. So it's like, I could do this by myself online, and there's nobody to tell me no.
Yeah.
Besides the social media platform to take it down if they want to. But
I agree with that guy, man. Like you could just be out there hitting people up, doing it on your own. Just hey, look at my following. I got these ideas. Like, what's going on? Let's do this. Or just do it.
yeah. But here's the thing though. I always like when somebody comes at me, bro, and they're like they just come to me with something. And I'm like, that's such a great idea. But it always, like, let me give you some of my negative fall throughs recently, bro. It always something. So this one guy hits me up. He goes, hey man, I think I can get you an agent. I know people would love to work with you. He goes, I'm going to hit up this one guy. I don't remember the guy's name. You can look him up. I forget his name, but I'm sure you'll find out by this description. He goes, and this is, by the way, this is a BET comedian, been on there a lot. And this is like an interview I'm having with him during this. He goes, I want to introduce you to somebody who is Steve Harvey's agent. This guy has basically 1 or 2 clients at a time. He only has Stephen A. and Steve Harvey right now. That's the only people he has.
Yeah, that's all you would need.
He was like, I want to introduce you to him. He goes, is that okay if I do that? Why would I say no to that? Absolutely. Please do that. And never hear nothing again. Never.
He doesn't need anyone else.
Yeah. Why would he? Right.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, that's my thought, right? I'm like, why did I even get excited for something that is like, why would this guy need me as these two? So then another guy, now this guy's a popular singer. He goes, let me introduce you to this entertainment lawyer. He's like, and he'll hook you up with us. Like, because I have an agent, but I just have like a booking agent for stand up. So he introduced me to this entertainment lawyer, and he goes, yeah, man, I actually got this guy that I think he's big. He was one of the first people to say, hey, influencers are going to be big, and we need to work with influencers because they're going to take over. He was one of the guys. I want to introduce you to him. I think he's going to love you. It's actually Kevin Hart's agent. And that's when I was like, and then we hung up, and I didn't even follow up with him. I was like, stop introducing me to people that want to have it, that have agents that have like the biggest person. I don't want to have an agent that's like, I gotta deal with this huge ass Kevin Hart real fast, and then after that, I'm hit up Jason and see if he still wants to do this commercial for Speedway.
Well, here's my honest opinion on all that. Is I think what you're learning, you probably already know this by now, is in business, especially entertainment business. You're dealing with like people out of Hollywood and stuff like that. They're not always going to be honest with you, man. Oh. They're never going to leave it on. They're never going to want to leave you on bad terms. They're going to lie right to your face. They're going to already in their head. They're going to be like, nah, I'm not. This is not going anywhere. Right. But I'm not going to tell this guy that because hey, something might happen. He might end up blowing up. I want to come back and work with this guy, and I want him still to like me. But I'm just going to tell him, hey, I know a guy. He works with Stephen A. and Steve Harvey.
Okay.
I'm going to hook you up with him. And then, but he doesn't really believe that. He doesn't really mean that. He just wants to leave you on good terms. He wants to make sure when he walks away, you and him are still friends. You know why, Jason? Just in case.
You know what's crazy is, bro.
That's what it is.
They're
never gonna keep it real with you, bro. They're not gonna say.
I was on a call Friday.
Yeah,
I promise you. I pitched a show on Friday, and this person says to me, they go, so the deck is up, so they can see a pitch deck.
The story you're about to tell explains everything I just said.
You can see a pitch deck in front of them. So the whole time we're pitching this show, somebody else is controlling this deck, so they see the pictures of who played who, kind of this whole thing. And then it's done. They go, can you bring down the deck so I can see their faces now, right? So boom, deck's down, zooms back up, you see everybody. And they go, I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Yeah. Like I can see this. What do you guys think about this? And it's like we're this and like crazy. She's like, oh, I would say I have nothing to even say to change. The only thing I would change is I would get rid of the animated character that's in the corner because it seems as if there would be like a piece of cartoon to this. So other than that, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Now we hang up and people from that production company reach out like, hey, everything they suggested seems real doable. We'll circle back up. So like now I'm like, bro, like I'm through this piece. Now I just got to move on to the streaming service and we're good to go.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting outside of my kid's practice, bro, and I'm just chilling. And my wife's just talking to me, man. And my phone dings. I look down, it says, so-and-so passed on the pitch. Give me a call. And I'm just thinking, how?
Why? And no. Let's double back real quick. Give me a call? Why didn't you just call me to tell me that? Why you shooting me a text to tell me some devastating news?
So the way that came in, right now, mind you, this is who texted me. Who texted me this is the writer that I'm writing with.
Yeah.
So the writer that I'm writing with, which is also crazy, used to work for this person that turned down the pitch.
Yeah.
So it's not even like I'm writing with somebody that used to work with that company.
Yeah.
So he is more with them. So they come at him. Now, yeah, he could have called me. I don't know why he put it in like that.
This doesn't make sense. You're reaching out to me right now, but you're telling me to call you. Why didn't you just call me?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know? But yeah, anyways, you just made my point with that story. That's how they are, bro. They're not going to tell you, we hate it, we don't like it, it sucks, it's trash. They're just not going to do that because they don't want to burn.
But I want you to. But you should.
But they won't.
But you should.
But they won't.
You should be like, hey, at the end of the day, we're not interested in this.
No.
Like, what is I don't think they realize, like, they're these big time people. Their lives are going great. Everybody that's pitching the shows, not living the best life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for you to sit there and give somebody high hopes, bro, I would have felt a lot better if I'd have hung up with them, worried, going, they might not have liked that.
Yeah.
And then I got that text, hey man, they're passing. I'd have been like, makes sense, didn't really feel it. Not what the
You know what I think it is, Jason, too? Is like we live in a time where they already want to just see something going. They just already want to see something successful, see something doing well, see something happening. They don't want to build it for you. They don't want to have to help you gain the fan base or the following. They want you to come to them with a product that's already winning. And this is why I tell you, don't wait around, bro. Just go do it. Go make whatever you want to make happen. Stop waiting on people. Stop feeling like you need a network. Stop feeling like you need this. Bro, that's what I did.
Yeah,
I stopped.
Here's the thing. You have a good thing because you have this thing. Like even you were saying earlier, I would change.
You
up,
have
right?
everything you need.
Hold on though, but you said you would change up. So you was doing drive-through videos.
No,
then
but
you were
before
doing
there,
Walmart
hey
videos.
there, guys.
Yeah, even that, right?
Yeah.
But what you was this. You just been this character, and your character is out in the world, right?
Yes.
So yeah. Then that's great. And that's the advice I would give to somebody after learning everything I learned over the years. If you were to create a character, I find it easier for me to write a script and act it out more with myself than even acting out with somebody else, because sometimes you got to get that person to act right. Like I sit there and tell my kids all the time, like, no, do that again.
And then again, we live in an area though where people just want to see you interact with strangers.
Yeah, man. And
they want to see you just be you off the top, no filter. No, they don't want to see fake shit. They want to see real shit.
But that's the thing. And you know what? And I would do real stuff, but my real stuff would have to be like.
That's why YouTube's winning, bro.
Like
I watch YouTube.
Show,
I watch YouTube over Netflix any day. I watch YouTube over Hulu, over Showtime, all that. I would rather watch one of my favorite YouTubers. When I see him upload a new video, I tell my wife, "Oh, Outdoor Boys uploaded a new video, and it's 30 minutes long. Let's go." And my wife be like, "Can you watch that when you're on the road?" Like she likes her little shows on the apps. But they're all reality shows, bro. 90 Day Fiance. Yeah. Rarely does she put on a scripted show, bro.
But that's what I said, though. So I could do that show, though, right? I could do a show that's, when I say that show, 90 Day Fiance is not me interacting with people that don't know I'm interacting with them on camera and the camera's hidden. It's just somebody's
but
recording
even if
me
it was
and
just
interacting.
something real and you're interacting with people that do know you're recording, it's still real.
Yeah, I could handle that.
Yeah.
Now I got to figure out what that is.
So do that.
Well, I got to figure out what that is.
It could be anything. It could be, that's your thing. You try to do too much figuring out instead of just pulling the trigger. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Because here's the thing. It's never going to be perfectly ready to go. And a guarantee. It's never going to be perfectly ready to go. And the last part, a guarantee. Even if you feel like it's perfectly ready to go, and then we go.
But
it's still not what? Hold on.
Guarantee, baby.
Thank you.
But if you give me a spot, like look, right. So for instance, like let me host a game show, right? Put me here.
I think that would be great.
Give me a microphone, and the people coming in, and now I got to interact. Now it's all good. I'm
you know
happy.
who can help you do that?
Who can?
Tyler.
Tyler, your boy.
He would film it for you. He would help you get contestants.
Yeah. See, but as for
he would help you find a location. Bro, I could see you doing that. Just being a host, commentary on these idiots competing for $1,000, doing crazy shit.
Yeah. When he said idiots, I'm not sure who he was talking about, but he wasn't talking about
anybody.
He wasn't talking about my followers.
No, yeah, actually, or mine. Nobody's an idiot. That was wild of me to even. I got way
Damon's
out of line, bro.
Man.
Yeah, I got out of line.
How much water did you drink today?
Yeah, forgive me, guys. I never came into this saying I'd be perfect or I wouldn't make mistakes. Bro. I just want to see you just try stuff, man. I've always gotten frustrated with my fans that are not my fans, my friends that overthink things and feel like they need more assistance than they need. You don't, bro. You already have a massive following, a massive platform. You don't need nobody.
Yeah, but you know what I need though is I don't even know.
You need
here's the thing.
Just step
it's
out
not
of,
even my people. It's the social media apps themselves, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, I posted a video yesterday, bro. 6-7 hours later, it was at 16,000 views. Understand that app, I have a following of 9.4 million. Like how, like that for it to be 16,000, like that's under 0.001%. And I'm just saying that, you know what I mean? I don't know what
and it's just because you've reached a point.
Crazy,
you've reached a point in your algorithm where it maybe not your fans, because I do see your comments and they still love what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I think that algorithm wants to see you do something different. They're stepping in like, we don't care how they feel. God damn it.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. We want something different.
But we're only on season 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
that's a lot of seasons nowadays, bro. 8 seasons
it's
now.
It's a 15 season.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because now shows are only like what, couple seasons. You're lucky if you get a couple seasons.
Yeah, man. Well, no.
I think we're gonna find out today, man. We're gonna go out. We're gonna go out and we're gonna get Jason in some real live outdoor interactions with strangers, and we're gonna try to get him on a different path.
Oh. I'm on a path to the Lord.
Okay. I like that. I think he's directing you this way.
Think?
Yeah, you ain't hurting nobody.
Listen, I did go to church on Ash Wednesday. This is my first time ever.
What's Ash Wednesday?
This is my first time ever being ashed on an Ash Wednesday.
Well, I'm excited to know what ashing is. Would they strip you of lotion? Or
no,
what?
Well, I asked my wife. I was like, where do they even get the ashes from? I don't even know, but
they ash you with ashes.
Yeah, they get these ashes, bro, and they put them on your forehead. You ever seen the people with the ash on their forehead on Ash Wednesday?
No, this is a Christian
This is
thing?
right before Lent, bro. So yeah, like the Wednesday before Ash Wednesday, ash them up. And so this guy, he was praying for everybody in the family, and when he got to me, bro, he prayed for patience. And you know what? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like when people pray for me, but I didn't feel good about you praying for patience. You know what I mean?
That's the last thing you want to hear.
It's like I'm sitting there. I wanted him to be like, listen, I'm praying for you today because you're coming across an abundance of money here shortly.
An abundance of dollars.
An abundance of dollars, and I just want to I'm praying that you handle your money right in this way. You don't get too overwhelmed with all. I mean, come on, man. You about to have this huge pool in the backyard.
Yeah.
I'm praying nobody drowns in the pool. That's what I needed him to say.
Yeah.
That man said, I'm praying for patience.
Well,
I said, as soon as he said patience, I said, it's going to be a long journey.
So you know what that tells me, though? You know what I would have took from that? is be patient, stay on the path.
Shoot.
Don't go back to a 9 to 5. Don't give up on stand up or your path.
I haven't done stand up since November.
If we get 100 comments of telling Jason to go back to stand up, he's gonna take a show.
Bro, no, listen. Here's
Can
why
we get that? Can we get that as a deal?
No, we can't. Here's why I don't feel like I could do it, because like they hit me up to headline Columbus Funny Bone on New Year's Eve, and I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna be out of town with family. And then they hit me up the other day to do it, bro. They had a comedian cancel, and they hit me up, and then I was like, I can't do it. Tim Dillon just canceled.
So how are they?
And I was like,
how do they
nah.
respond to you when you tell them no? You think you're like,
I hate it.
You think you're burning a bridge? You're
dude.
destroying a relationship.
Because bro, you're not texting with
And this is a great
anybody. I'm not texting with the manager. I'm texting with the man, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And so he's texting me, and I'm looking at it. I go like this, man. I go. So I explained to him. I said, man, I just kind of put it on hold all recently to like help with this pitch that just went down to shit. I just put it on hold, and he goes, hey man, thanks for replying so quick. Appreciate it. He goes, good luck with everything, with the pitch or whatever. So he was cool, and then I, gave him the thank you hands, bro, and that was it. But yeah, I hate saying no, bro.
Yeah, and this is like one of the best chains in the country. Like, you really, what's up, man?
Damon would just leave straight podcast if he sees somebody in the studio.
Yeah.
He don't give a shit. He just let me tell you.
I definitely want to see you back on the road, man.
man.
Mainly because I'd be super stoked if we were close to each other on the road. Like if you were in a city nearby and we could freaking kick it.
Oh yeah. No, don't get me wrong.
We get lonely out there.
And that was the one thing. So I hated to be on the road so much. I would miss a lot of events. I used to hate like. My son asked me if he was going to be home for his game, and me had to be like, nah, not this one, but I'm going to try. I think I'll be home next week. But the one cool thing on the road that would keep you going is seeing your friends working, bro.
Yes.
So sometimes you just be on the road and you're like, here I am, I'm here. But then I look at my boy's thing, and he's headlining the Tampa Funny Bone. So I'm like, okay, so like he's there doing that. I'm here doing this. I just hit him up, hey man, and just talk to him because I know he on the road. So that was always cool. So that is one thing you'll that if you ever become frustrated, you'll just find it comforting going, look at all these other people. Like, we're all working. Like,
we're all working.
Like, everybody else I'm sitting, because I used to go to places like, I go to a B-dubs, right? It'd be 2:00, and I look at my boy and I go, look at everybody. Look how happy they are.
Yeah.
Sitting around eating wings, having a beer, watching the game because they have nothing to do until tomorrow morning when they go to work on Monday. But this rest of the Sunday they have off. And they're actually excited because there's a great game on tonight, But not me. I'm sitting there that Sunday going, we still got one more show this weekend.
Yeah.
Then I got to fly out of Idaho in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, I used to hate it so much.
See, I don't look at it like I don't look at it like that. I'm not like I still enjoy stand up. But the traveling, I don't like the traveling part of it. I mean, sometimes I'm excited like, oh, I'm going to San Diego. Oh, that's going to be lit. And I might be excited by the city, but I'm never excited about getting on the plane or getting in the car and driving for 5 hours or going through TSA or sitting in the hotel by myself.
Or doing a second show, bro.
Yeah. Second shows can be, there's times where I'm like, I'm really just content with that first show. Yeah. I could go home.
I don't want to do it. Like, bro.
I think that's why people make sure if they really love you, they really like you, they go to the first show because you're going to get the best show on that first show. The second one, you might get an equally good one, but it depends. If the comic is feeling like, I'm over it, they might skim through that shit. They might give you 45 minutes of it.
Rowdy too, man.
And the second crowd is always, bro, it's either rowdy or they're asleep.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
I've argued,
but you will have those nights like a Saturday where they're both lit. You will have those. I
had a woman stand up and go off on me at a club one time because her son was so drunk. It was like a late show. They were talking. He was so drunk. He walked to the bathroom and he fell into a table. And so I said something, so now the crowd's all against them now. And she stood up, man, she went off. And she was kind of crying on the way out, like, I can't believe you would do this, Jason. And then I go back and I got a message on Facebook all of a sudden, still crying, bro. Leave me a long message. So I was like, I replied, like, normally I wouldn't even reply to this, bro. But I explained to her how drunk her son was and what he did, like how that's to handle the situation. And then I got a voice message. Within like 5 minutes, like, it's fine. We're down at the strip club. You should come hang out with us. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm not coming down there.
Nah, you already burnt that bridge. Okay. I had a similar situation in Austin, Texas. This chick was so excited. I guess she had bought a bunch of merch on my site. She wore the merch and she brought all her little friends and whatever. And it was a black lady with a black group. And they were sitting in the back, though. I couldn't even see these people, bro. And I went around the room. You know, I try to get as much of the room as I can. And I got this, you know, I spent a lot of time with this white table.
Oh,
it was a table it was a table of white ladies. And after the show, I got a message on my TikTok. And I don't know how these messages, like certain messages will just reach you.
Yeah.
Like you'll see them for whatever reason. Most of them you don't see, right? You got to go digging. But for some reason, every now and then, one will get pushed to the top of your inbox. And you're like, oh, why is this here? I don't even know this person. Anyways, I read the message. Bro, she went in on me. She was like, I was one of your #1 fans. I was so excited. I bought all this merch on your site. We wore it out. I brought my people. We had a stack of ones. She said she had like $200 worth of ones that she was going to gift to me. And she was just so happy.
I think she threw that in there.
Look, right, probably. And she was like, and you didn't even acknowledge us, not one time. And you spent so much time on that white table. And I was like, oh my gosh, lady. Yeah. And I was like, well, where were you sitting? I don't remember seeing a table like this that you're describing. And she told me where she was sitting, and it was in the back of the club. Like, ma'am, I didn't even see you. If you were so excited and you wanted to do all this and you wanted to be acknowledged, why didn't you sit up front?
Yeah.
Or why didn't you just come after the show in the free meet and greet that I provide?
I thought you were going to be like, if you want to be acknowledged, why don't you sit with a group of white people?
Or you could even have yelled. You could have yelled.
Sit with
she
the white
could have
table.
even have stood up and said, hey, Damon. And I would have gave her some love.
They stand up. I don't like that, but I know what you mean.
Because I'm not.
You're going to get people to stand up now and try to yell at you because you said
because like the club, some of the clubs, bro, they think that I'm like most comics. Like I want the hecklers to be removed, but I can handle them, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I be doing my thing. And so like the other night they was going to remove one and I was like, no, she's good. She's having fun. I'll let you know. Thank you though. I appreciate it.
What'd she say for that? What'd she say?
Huh?
What'd she say for them to want to remove her?
She just kept talking really. She just kept talking. Yeah. And it seemed like if you were a door guy, you would think maybe that I'm getting annoyed by it. But I'm like, the way I bob and weave out of my set, it's nothing. So I was just like, no, she's good. Yeah. She gonna help me eat up some time. Like, whatever. I was like, I'll let you know though. If it gets out of control. I was like, and then I told her, and everybody started laughing after I said this. I told her, I said, now when I tell you to shut the fuck up, shut up.
Yeah.
Like once I move on, like you gotta be quiet because everybody don't want to keep, this ain't your show, you know.
They'll keep doing it though.
But no,
they'll ask you too. Security come in like, hey man, do you have any secret things you want to do to let me know you want someone removed? Because sometimes they'll be like, they'll even give you some stuff. They'll be like, if you want to just say this or ask for this.
Secret word, code word.
Yeah. I always tell them like, no, I'll just be like this. My secret word is, hey, can you have this person removed?
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. I was just about to say, I'm blunt.
Yeah.
I don't do the sugar coat.
I'll sit there and fuck with them till it's time. Like, hey, you gotta go.
Yeah, I'm just blunt with it. I'll be blunt with the fan and I'll be blunt with the club. Like, okay, this person's out of control. They won't shut up. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'll be just straight up.
I've never had someone remove. I did have one dude stand up though and go off from the back, bro.
Yeah.
He was very upset with something I said and he was yelling from the back as security was moving. He just going, that ain't funny, man. That's effed up. And I'm just sitting there going,
yeah,
damn, I hope they remove him out of the city. How far did they remove this guy? He just outside the club just waiting on me like, oh boy.
I hate that I said the F word and you just said effed up. I don't like that. I feel like I need you to say it.
No, I know. Here's the thing. I know the algorithm. It's going to mess up the algorithm.
Okay.
So it's like if I know if I'm saying it too much, it'll mess it up.
You should have warned me.
I guess I don't listen. What do I know about the algorithm? You know what I mean? My videos are messing up right now. I gotta figure it back out.
My thing is when I get too relaxed in a conversation and I really start being me, I'll cuss a little more. You know.
Yeah, like how you said that. My son got very comfortable with me the other day. Well, I shouldn't say that day, it was the other month, really, but we was at a water park and we went down this slide. He was telling me the whole time, like...
You was at Great Wolf Lodge?
No, we was at Zumbizi Bay, and he was saying this...
Dang, I like how you just did it on me.
He said, and listen, in this slide, it goes up, bro. Like, it's like this crazy thing on the side. He goes, you're going to fall off. He goes, it's pretty scary. He goes, I've never been on it, but my friend's been on it, right? So I'm like, oh, so we get on it. I never cussed at me before. Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with the word so you can be happy that I said it now.
Thank you.
But so we're going down, bro. It's going, and he goes, I hope he wanted to face it. So when starts to go down this hill, he's looking straight because we're facing each other. And somehow it turns that it's his back. And bro, he just looks at me and goes, fuck. And I just looked at him, bro. And he just looking at me the whole time on the slide.
Yeah. Was that the first time he's ever said that?
Yeah, bro. Wonder if he's in trouble or not. And me not really caring.
You think he was testing you or he was genuinely scared?
I know. I honestly, now that the months have passed, I don't think he was genuinely scared. I think it was more like he
wanted to see how you would react.
I moved to an area that I'm not happy I moved to. I feel like he has a lot of rich friends, bro, and they all they're the ones that talk to his parents. I gotta remind him, listen, don't get excited with the way your friends talk to their parents. Like, we're still not those ones. We're still not from around here, bro. We just visiting. That's what I tell them all the time. We just visiting. Don't get excited because their friends don't. Their friends be real mad. They be like, Mom, we're going to Cinnabon. $50, Mom, we're going to Cinnabon. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. How much do you need?
I'm like, and then my son's like, I'm going to Cinnabon. I'm like, well, go talk to him. He got more than $50. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't got more than $50, bro. See if we can borrow money from him.
That's wild. Yeah, he's got to understand that rich environment, those kids, they get away with a lot more.
So I think he was just trying it. I think he sees his friends doing it in front of his parents. So I think he was like, I'm trying to cuss in front of my parents.
They will. Yeah, my son, he wasn't around rich people at all. Our neighborhood is just average. But he definitely was trying me when he first moved back in with me from his mom's. He would say little cuss words, and I was like, yo, what are you doing? What makes you think you can cuss? Oh, well, you say it. No. I'm an adult. I'm grown. I can do whatever I want. This is my house. And I was like, that doesn't mean you get to do it.
Yeah.
And it's just this. I was like, I'm your father, bro. This is disrespectful. You don't talk to me that way. It's a respect thing.
He was talking to you?
I was like, it's a respect thing. No, well, I mean, we were talking. He didn't say a cuss word at me, but he said a cuss word.
And how old is he?
He's 16.
16? And he's just like, all right, Dad, I'm going to take a shit real fast.
Well, it was like something like that. It was something like, shit. Or damn. And I'm just like, It starts there, though, Jason. That's what you got to understand.
Well,
that's where it starts.
It's also, this is like more a respectful conversation. This ain't I ain't talking about boys. Like,
I'm like, it's a respect thing. And it's like, if I would have let it go on, he would just get more and more comfortable. And then the next thing you know, we're fighting. We're throwing hands on each other. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn, you thought it was going to lead to that?
I think it will. I think it starts, let me see how much I can do around Dad. Okay, Dad don't care about me cussing. Okay, what else can I do? Okay, you don't care about that? Okay, what else can I do? Oh, damn, I just left a whole peanut butter and jelly on the counter. He ain't say nothing. Damn, what else can we do?
Whoa, I feel like he's going backwards.
Then he hugging on his stepmom, rubbing on her butt. He like, Dad didn't even say nothing. I'm all over the left cheek.
Hey, ain't cussing here and leaving the peanut butter out down here. I feel like he took a step back right there.
You think peanut butter is work?
I feel like the peanut butter.
Leaving a sandwich on the counter?
That starts out. Then it goes to cussing.
Okay.
He's just like, he didn't care about that.
You're probably right.
Oh, snap.
You're probably right.
So you're like, hey, clean this up. He like, clean up that shit? Oh, you think you can cut? Nigga, cut. Where mom at?
He'd be like, nigga, please, and then walk off with my wife.
Yeah.
Who is his stepmom.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, but that's how it starts, man. They testing you, bro. And everybody I would talk to, all my other friends that got kids, even my mom, she'd be like, he's testing you.
Yeah.
He's seeing how far he can go. And, you know, because his mom is way more strict. She was way more strict. He thought it was going to be a little cooler because I'm the cool dad. I'm the comedian. I you know, I don't make him go to church, you know. So he was testing me.
Well,
all right, let's go get this content.
Did you at least throw him down the stairs or?
Nah, you know what? No, I never whooped him, but I did grip him up and like press him up against the wall. And I was like, yo.
The grip and press.
Yeah, I just grabbed his shirt and I gripped it. And this was after.
Anybody that says gripped and pressed, that's a father right there, boy.
Nah, because he destroyed his room, bro. I told him he couldn't do nothing. And I heard all this noise and banging, and I went downstairs and in his room, it looked like a tornado hit it. And he just threw a tantrum. And I was like, really, bro? Like, you just gonna tear my house up?
And it all started from that one time he left out that sandwich.
Nah, this was something else, I think. I gripped him up and I was like, bro, don't ever treat my house like that. Don't be tearing my shit up. You don't pay nothing in here. And bro, that scared him. You know? I was sore after that. He was heavy. He bigger than me.
You're listening to E-Celebrities. My name is Jason Banks, and this is the crazy as Damon Darling.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Love you.
It's Jason Banks and Damon Darling, the E-Celebrities podcast.